You are listening to Unscripted Moments, a podcast about propaganda. This is Greg, and you are listening to Adventures in Zoochosis Part 2. This is our shortest episode of all time. About a week ago or so, I got an email from a longtime listener of the podcast, Nate Meads, including a cover he made of Adventures in Zoochosis. I listened to it and I thought about what to do with the cover because he did a great job. So instead of shoehorning this cover into a different episode inappropriately, I thought a conversation about the tune would fit better. So I invited Nate on for a brief chat, and on this episode, we discussed being a fan of propaganda, the creative process he went through to make his cover, being a parent, and then we play the cover itself. This is a delight to have a chat about this tune and just to revisit what an incredible song this is with a cover that I wish was in the original episode. If you want to go check out the original episode with Sami Zayn and Dr. Christopher Jensen, you can find that as episode 21. Please enjoy my conversation with Nate Meads. Nate Meads, welcome to Unscripted Moments, a podcast about propaganda.
Thanks for having me.
Nate, I'm delighted that you're here. And, I'm wondering if we can just start off by having you introduce yourself a little bit to the audience, however you see fit.
My name is Nate Meads. I live in Chicago. I've been living here 20 some years with my wife and our kids. I'm a loving father of two.
Awesome.
And up through until like pandemic, I was working in kitchens and a pastry chef. I play in a band called Kitchen Experiment, and it's Kitchen Experiment as a band and Kitchen Experiment as solo. And that's about it.
Nate, tell me a little bit about your backstory. How'd you get into music, playing punk rock, finding propaganda, all that stuff? Tell me a little bit of a backstory for you.
I was one of those stories that I had older brothers. They're like 4 years and 6 years older than me. So when I was little, like in the 80s, they listened to the big four, like Iron Maiden and Megadeth, Metallica and Anthrax. And then that worked into like crossover stuff with like Corrosion Conformity and DRI. And then Misfits showed up. I also have the same story that many other punk kids have. Well, like older brother was, where he's listening to Misfits and then they're playing, it's like Where Eagles Dare. Yeah. My dad opens the door and says, I want this out of my house right now. Like I feel like a million people have that story.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and like Descendants showed up, and that's like that grabbed onto me. I grabbed onto that. Just like that. It was relatable for me. Not that I had any of the same issues that they did, but it was, you're a little kid and it's like, yeah, I'm not a cool guy either,
Yeah.
Then, started skateboarding with my friends, skate punk and stuff like Fire Hose and Bad Brains and Bad Religion. And Bad Religion was a big thing where it like challenged the beliefs that I was raised with. I was raised like in a Christian home. It's like very conservative town, it felt like to me.
Man, shout out to Fire Hose too. I used to listen to Fly in the Flannel so much, and oh my gosh, that band is so criminally overlooked. So I am just gonna go ahead and put a pin in there, and the fact that you said Fire Hose on this podcast, I am really pumped. What about propaganda? Where do they factor into the story for you?
Sometime towards the end of high school, so around 94. Well, I guess whenever Survival of the Fattest came out, that's when, but that whole comp was good. Yeah. So it wasn't like I wasn't going out to buy every album on that. And so I kind of slept on it for a while. And then when Live Fat, Die Young, that one had, I think it had War is Peace. Yeah.
It was like the revamp of Fine Day, I believe.
That makes sense to me, because I was like, I don't find anywhere else, but it was like, this song's rad. And then when Back to the Motor League showed up on the following one, I was like, okay, well, I guess these guys can write more than one good song. And so like got that album.
across like the entire discography, do you have like favorite stuff by Propaganda? What's your kind of like your go-tos?
I got Today's Empires right, and that's rad. My wife, after that, picked up How to Clean Everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this will be great. That was not my deal.
Huh. Interesting.
Not at all. I was like, oh, this is, I mean, I get it, but it's like, it didn't hit me in the same way.
Interesting.
So I slept on them for a while. And then a buddy told me about Failed States when that was coming out. I was like, holy crap, this is good.
Yeah.
And then Victory Lap, that blew it all out. It was like, this is insane.
I love it.
So like, I want to say like, oh, my favorite is going to be the next stuff, but I don't want to jinx it.
Nate, we're going to hear something special right now. A few days back, you sent me an email kind of out of the blue. You sent me a cover of you performing Adventures in Zoochosis. I want to play that for the listeners, and then we're going to go ahead and have a chat about it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play your cover, and then we'll have a chat about what you've done here. Okay,
sounds great.
All right, let's do it. Let's hear Nate Meads performing Adventures in Zoochosis.
For consensus, give the masses the benefit of the doubt. Insist this democratic process, bear this population out. Think my only fear in death, it may not be the end, that we may be eternal beings. We must do all of this again. Oh, please, Lord, let no such thing be true, though I suspect, as I slink back to my enclosure, safe and warm and adequately lit, sufficiently plumbed and ventilated. Let's just say I would not shake a stick, and if pressed, I'll admit I'm excited about the enrichment programs. Implemented extend our captive lifespans. I'm excited to see what our keepers have planned. Perhaps a bigger cage, longer chains, some compelling novel reasons to remain. Dad, are we gonna die? Yes, son, both you and I. Maybe not today, boys. Bowed to the keeper's whip for so damn long. I think the sad truth is, this enclosure's where your old man belongs. But you, your hearts are pure when the operant conditioners come to break you in. I'll sink my squandered teeth. You grab your little brother's hand, run like the wind. And if I'm not there, don't look back, just go. I don't give a fuck about the enrichment programs. Implemented extend our captive lifespan. Motherfucker gonna get a load of what I got planned.
So for me, a wet fart feels like kind of like peeled off, and like it feels really weird. Also, my eye feels better, and it's like.
I want to hear the cover or the story behind this cover told by you, because I love this cover, and I decided that we were going to do an Adventures in Zoochosis mini episode based solely on the fact that you turned this into me. And I wanted to make sure that it got appropriate attention on the podcast. So can you tell me the story of creating this cover? And I'm just, excited to hear about it.
That's funny. It's like I turned in a paper like a year and a half late.
Yeah, seriously. It's just delightful. I couldn't have been more delighted that this happened.
All right. So listen to that episode, and I'd already been, that album's super rad. So and that song particularly was meaningful. So when you said that, I was like, well, maybe I'll try it. I don't know. I think you had talked about somebody singing it with like a country.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, when I play on my own, it kind of sounds a little bit-ish like that. So, and then it was like, all right, well, just do a Google search on how to play it. And interesting, there's like capo on the first fret.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw that, I thought, wow, these guys are pretty mature. I don't know why, but using a capo to me means like, oh, you're a bit more mature than just your other standard guys.
Yeah.
So since I knew the song in my head, and I had to listen to it to like try and play along with it, I realized like there's no way I can like play it how they play it. Not exactly, because it's much more technical and much more intricate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just went towards like the basic, like kind of not dumbed it down, but kind of smoothed out the edges.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just started playing along with it, singing along with it. And just put the phone in front of me and recorded it. And then it kind of sat on my computer for about a year. I don't know. It was a long time.
Yeah.
And like a few weeks ago, I just looked at it. I was like, well, I guess I'll just send it. It'd be funny if I sent it. I'll send it.
Yeah.
That was that.
Awesome. But it goes, there's some unique characteristics in your version in the form of sound clips that you inserted into it. And, the editing that you went into, it was not just a straight up like recording it into your phone. I mean, you did a little more work to it. And I'm wondering if you can tell me a little bit of the story about your sound clips and things like that you use, because the sound clips in the original version are super important. And I want to hear about yours because you took it a little different direction.
That's right. I forgot I did those. So the sound clips in theirs are, so it sounds like to me, like starts off like kids playing basketball in a driveway,
Yep.
It's like that kind of pure, and then goes into that horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah.
And, ends kind of back on that high note. And since like I was playing it, it's like it didn't feel right to like use the same stuff. And over pandemic, just over the time I've been able to spend time with my kids, we just kind of like turn the phone on and record whatever's happening,
Mm-hmm.
And the first, so instead of the kids playing basketball, I used my youngest humming along to crickets while we were out for a walk. There's that same kind of feeling to me of that kind of pure thing. And then just like they use another clip in another song of like a pig getting kicked and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like I remember hearing like they don't even want to like listen to that anymore. Like
right.
I wouldn't want to listen to, and I don't want to hear like Trump.
Right.
I don't have to. So I used what felt in a similar fashion to me of 4th of July fireworks. That same kind of like explosions and Go America, but maybe not as intense,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when it came down to the end of it, so it's my youngest son talking, and he's like at that age, and he's kind of just always been this guy who likes to talk about farts, likes to, and is also kind of like the one who's like, so I have a question. What's the like most inappropriate word you've ever said? And then just wants you to say like some sort of swear word.
Yeah.
And that kind of innocence and, makes me smile all the time. And I also remember on the podcast, you had interviewed someone who was the, I'll say tour manager, but maybe it's just like a handler of sorts.
Oh yeah, we talked about to Katrin Vipper, the European tour manager for, I believe, was the first bonus episode I ever did. I've done like 20 plus bonus episodes, and I think that was the first time I was ever like, this could be a standalone episode. So yeah, that one.
Yeah, and I remember, at least I think I do. My memory's not great. That like one of the things that they had all kind of bonded over in a sort was fart jokes, but I might be mixing that up with some other stuff.
I think that sounds right.
and so Alfred talking about farts and all the different types of farts that he could hear and have, it felt right, and it felt like the same kind of good positive feeling.
Got it. Nate, what does this so you mentioned your two kiddos. I'm a dad myself, and I've talked about parenting quite a bit on this show, especially in that Zoochosis episode. And I'm wondering if you can just kind of summarize what this song means to you, because this is a really, really meaningful song to me. And I'm just curious what it means to you in the grand scheme of your life.
So oddly enough, very much grand scheme of my life. The first half, it's just as a parent, it exposes like all these things that I felt and dealt with, and like that feeling like I can't believe I haven't done more. I can't believe that all this stuff happens around me and I'm not more vocal. I'm not particularly a vocal person. I'm not that person in the crowd, I'd like to say maybe a bit more reserved would be like a nicer way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like I should be more profound, just out of it.
Yeah.
Or out there. And when it comes to like, as soon as the like, dad, are we going to die? Those kind of questions, those questions like totally come up. Like, how do you deal with that stuff? And you deal with it the best you can. And you think the whole time, like, I really wish I would have started earlier making a better life for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's never enough. So you don't know how much, if you've done enough, like there's like, that stuff that's like, well, I'll, just show up, just be there. And that's good. Yeah. But it's like, man, I really feel like I should have done more, particularly with what they have to deal with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the song tears me apart every time I hear it.
Yeah. Well, Nate, I'm really just delighted that you took the opportunity to make this and also send it to me. And I'm really glad that I get to feature it on the show. as sort of a complimentary Adventures in Zoochosis Part 2. And I feel like this kind of ties up a loose end for me as well, because covers in the episodes really matter a lot to me. Do you have any, can you just like remind listeners where they can, check out any of your music projects or anything like that that you would like to direct people's attention to if they like what they heard and they want to hear more stuff by you?
Oh yeah. Well, I play, so it's on all the streaming stuff as far as I can tell, of Kitchen Experiment solo, Kitchen Experiment band. I think it's on YouTube as well. But yeah, that's where it is.
Awesome. Well, Nate Meads, thank you so much for joining me for a mini episode to chat about your cover of Adventures in Zoochosis and, about being a dad and just kind of sharing the story behind this cover with the listeners of the Propaganda podcast. It means a lot that you took the time to do this with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
As I slink back to my enclosure, safe and warm and adequately lit, sufficiently plumbed and ventilated. Well, let's just say I would not shake a stick. And if pressed, I'll admit I'm excited about the original programs, implemented to extend our captive lifespans. I'm excited to see what our keepers have planned. Perhaps a bigger cage, longer chains, some compelling novel reasons to remain. Then are we gonna die? Yes, son, both you and I. But maybe not today. Boys, I bowed to the keeper's whip for so damn long. I think the sad truth is, this enclosure is where your old man belongs. But your hearts are pure when the operant conditioners come to break you in. I sink my squandered teeth. You grab your little brother's hand, run like the wind. And if I'm not there, don't look back, just go. I don't give a fuck about the original programs, implemented to extend our captive lifespans.